Well, good morning. Bobby Lee here with Hurricane Creek Farms. Glad y'all are watching. We really appreciate it. But as you'll see behind me, we got the aftermath of some unexpected and kind of unwelcomed excitement just a day or two ago. But we'll show you some footage of that here in just a minute. But again, appreciate y'all watching. Give the video a thumbs up if it's your first time here, or if you just haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate that even more. But let's get to it. So fire over on the neighbor's place started with that tractor down there that is no longer much of a tractor. So the fire department
Daddy,
over
what
there.
happened to the tractor?
Well, they were bush hogging, something got hot and caught on fire. So the fire department, you got a couple of brush trucks, I don't know, maybe more than that, putting fire out. As you can see over here, just off to the west, we got thunderstorms that are bearing down on us. It'd obviously be awfully helpful if it'd go ahead and start raining. And if it had rained sometime over the last month or so, we probably wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. Bunch of rolls of hay stacked up right over there where you see all that smoke still coming from, but there's a bunch of burnt ground. Still got a hot spot right here in this brush. You see she came right up to the fence. They pretty well got it put out, it looks like. Then as you can see off behind me, looks like it's about to rain here just any minute. So that'll be an added help, but I gotta get out of here. They got it under control, and I gotta go back to work. Okay, so here we have the drone flying over, showing the kind of full extent of the fire damage. You can see where it had gotten out of the hayfield and even into the brush thicket there. And then here you can obviously see the tractor that was burned out. There across the road, weren't too far from the neighborhood. Got more hay off in the distance there. That, again, it could have been a lot worse if it had gotten over there into some of those other hay fields. But as we're coming this direction off in the distance, you can see where it got into soybean field, and as you see there, they got a trailer there with the water tank on it, where I believe they were probably using that to extinguish rolls of hay that were stacked there along the edge of the field that I'm sure were smoldering for a while after the original fire was put out. But yeah, there's the soybeans that were at least partially burnt up. Then you can see, yeah, where you get to the end of the hay field and you get back into more pasture ground where you didn't have as much dead grass, it pretty well stopped. But yeah, a little closer up view of the tractor. I'd say she's a total loss there. Amazingly, yeah, the clipper there didn't burn up nearly as bad. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fire expert, so I don't know how to explain all of that. But yeah, pretty intense situation. Certainly could have been a whole lot worse. I don't know. Not something we want to experience again, but reality of, especially when we're in a drought, is that you probably are going to get into situations like that again. You just gotta be careful, be ready for it, and try to avoid it. All right, so now we're fast forward about almost 48 hours, not quite, since that happened. You can see it. I'm over here on basically my grandparents' place. My dad and my uncle, own it now. It's my grandparents have long since passed away. But anyway, you can see it came right up to our property. Actually came right up, to the fence exactly. A couple other spots, but you can see tractor down there. Kind of some of the aftermath. Could have been a lot worse. It really never even crossed over onto us. You see on the drone footage, it did get into one of the other neighbors' soybean fields just a little. I wasn't sure how. I knew it had gotten into the soybeans. Thankfully, it didn't get the bulk of them. But you see, we got a curious audience over here. But could have been a lot worse. Man, man, it's just one of those things you always have to be mindful of here on the farm, especially as dry as it had been. It did go ahead and it rained about 3/4 of an inch just right after we were filming that. So yeah, that was timely. They had pretty well gotten it put out, but that helped with some of them hot spots. You saw where they got the trailer over there in one spot in the drone footage. That's because there was a bunch of hay stacked over there, and of course that stuff will just burn and burn and burn and smolder. But yeah, could have gotten into more of them soybeans, could have gotten on over into the that other hay field where they still had rolls of hay sitting out. Of course, because that had already been baled, there wasn't as much fuel there. Probably helped. But yeah, a little different video than a lot of our typical ones. Yeah, it was just kind of an unexpected situation. We're fortunate. Yeah, there was no structures that were damaged. You know, it was mainly just all that grass that burned off, a little bit into the soybeans. As far as I know, nobody was hurt. The operator that was on the tractor got off. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It was so dry, and you know, right there was so much fuel out there. They just had no chance. I think they had a fire extinguisher, but just had no chance to get it put out before it just took off. And so, yeah, this time of year with harvest, you know, in full swing, you always hear of a combine here or there, you know, with a bearing going down or something, getting hot. Crazy enough, they actually had another fire over here this summer that was a baler where a bearing went down. So they had a run of bad luck specifically with the fires. So another one of those things, you know, we worry about all kinds of things with safety on the farm. You know, fires may not even be the top of that list, but certainly something that we got to be mindful of. Now that we did get a little moisture with that rain, should be at a little less risk. You know, at least if something does catch on fire, it may not get away quite like that, but I don't know. Yeah, y'all are just curious, aren't you? But yeah, we appreciate y'all watching. Again, a little different video. You know, we never know when sometimes stuff like that comes up. Gives us an opportunity to kind of show it and talk about, you know, the risk, the dangers, and the need to be careful. But we appreciate y'all watching. Keep coming back. We'll have some more videos for you. Y'all eat beef and God bless.